Toxic people, toxic decisions. I think everybody needs to watch this one. So this is a tough one because I've been working with this myself, working through this myself, and I found out that it's not very easy to just cut off people, especially if you've been with them for a while, not with them, but friends with them for quite a while. It's really hard to cut out people out of your life, especially if they've become part of your like weekly routine, like you're hanging out with them every Thursday, playing some D&D. You know, however it is, meeting up with them at the basketball courts on Mondays. I'm not sure, but it's just really hard to cut people out of your life like this. I'm pretty much down to just a few friends that I have finally been able to deem not toxic, and recently cut out a friend that I've been friends with for a hell of a long time, because of some recent actions that have transpired. I want to explain to you a few ways that you can tell whether someone is toxic or not. And there are a heck of a lot of ways that you can, differentiate between toxic people and not toxic people. One thing that I found out is that if you have at least 4 instances where you have gotten in trouble with them or you've gotten hurt by listening to a decision that they've made, they're probably toxic. And a lot of the times I'd like to say that the number is lower than 4, but I think 4 is a safe point where it's like they hit that 4th one, they're toxic. One of the big reasons is, or one of the big ways that you can tell someone is toxic is if they themselves are on a path that's going nowhere in life. Like there are, you can have friends that work at a minimum wage job and they're completely comfortable with that. They're happy with that. That's completely fine. You can have a friend at, I don't know if McDonald's is minimum wage or not, but you can have a friend at McDonald's, stuff like that. But maybe some of their advice isn't necessarily something you should listen to, especially if you're wanting something more than that in your life. One thing that I might go over in a later video is the 33% rule. I can go ahead and sum it up for you pretty quick. 33% of your time should be aimed towards people that are below you. 33% of your time should be people on your same level, hanging out with people that are on your same level, and 33% of your time should be going towards people that are above you. Easy way to explain that is you're making $60,000 a year. You hang out 33% of your time, you hang out with people that are making $20,000 a year. 33% of your time is hanging out with people that are making $60,000 a year. And 33% of your time is hanging out with people that are making $150,000 a year or $160,000 a year. That last 1% should be time to yourself. But that's just a quick brush up on what the 33% rule is. If you're hanging out with, let's say, 2 times, okay? If you have a friend that you can recall at least 2 times that they have forced you into doing something through peer pressure. And I'm not talking about like something pushing you out of your comfort zone. I'm going to go into that later. But something that is, drugs, like hard drugs, even marijuana if you're wanting to stay away from that. Drinking could be one, but I think that that's sort of like a societal norm is drinking now, so I can't really use that one. But if they're forcing you into doing things through peer pressure, you can recall 2 instances, they're probably toxic. Another way that you can tell whether someone is toxic or not is if they only come around when they need something. And you could argue the point that people are busy, or however you want to form that argument. But if you care about someone and you care about hanging out with them, more than likely you're gonna make time for them. And 40 hours a week, it's 40 hours a week, but you have time to hang out with whoever you want to hang out with. And a big one is they don't have any ambitions. Like in high school, maybe you might be able to get around this because you're going into high school and college. You really don't know what the hell you want to do. If we're being honest, some people say that they do, but they really don't. They change majors 10 times. College is a big one that I'd like to get into on another video, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But if they don't have any ambitions with their life and they're not going anywhere, they're probably going to be toxic to your mental state. There are many other ways, but those are just a few examples. Now we're going to get into ways that you can tell whether someone is not toxic or not, whether you should be eager to keep them around. One of the ways to tell whether someone isn't toxic and you should be eager to keep them around is if they are pushing you out of your comfort zone. I know I kind of covered this in the last one, but this is kind of different. I'm not talking about like fucking retarded, putting you in situations where you got to deal with drug addicts and stuff like that. That's going to be toxic. I'm talking about pushing you out of your comfort zone, as in pushing you to do better or doing something that you're not completely comfortable with. An example of something where your comfort zone would be you've been in a job for 5 years, you're making $35,000 a year, and let's say you've got everything down to a T. You don't have to ask anybody for help. But again, you're only making $35,000 a year. That'd be your comfort zone. $35,000 a year, you can live off of. Do not get me wrong, but you're not going to be able, by yourself, you're not going to be able to get a new car and a new house. You're going to have to pick one and either stay with, let's say, trailer, or you can get a new car. If they push you out of that comfort zone that you have and say, hey, I found a new job, man. It pays $45,000 a year and you would be absolutely perfect for it. Maybe even I was looking for you. Like I was looking for a new job for you because I know that you're wanting to get a new house and I want you to make sure that you can afford it. I think this job will be perfect for you. I actually know the interviewer, and I've talked to him about you, and they're real excited, and they said they'd give you an interview. Bam, pushing you out of your comfort zone. They are not toxic. Another one, I guess you could be kind of conflicted with, but I like to think this one is right on par. Another thing that kind of goes along with that is if they expand your outlook on life, and they're giving you that advice, especially through times of like uncertainty and you really don't know what you want to do. They're giving you advice on that, trying to help. Probably not toxic. Another way is if you're asking their opinion on something and their view or their harsh opinion isn't biased. I know that you can have fake friends and their opinions are going to be completely biased because they want you to like them. Been in the situation, I understand how it works. And other ways too, I'm trying to cut down on this video, but other ways too is they won't judge you under any circumstance. They give you an outlet for, expressing your emotions or just being there for someone to rant to. Either way, I'll see you guys in the next one. This watch is literally picking up every single fucking thing that I'm saying, and it's pissing me off. Make you look at if they make you look, fucking stroke. Alright, I'm having a fucking stroke right now. Oh my god. Okay.